friends, Happy New Year. So today is New Year's Day and I tried to get through all of the hauling of the books before the end of the year. That didn't happen. I actually didn't even start posting any of the hauls before today. So if this is your first time here or if you haven't watched a video for a while, I went on hiatus back in October and I wanted to haul all of the books that I've received between October and now so we can get them into the shelves. And in 2023 I'm actually going on a book buying ban. So I wanted to get all of these books hauled and show you guys into the shelves. And then I think probably what we'll do is like over 2023 I want to show you guys how my shelf clearing out is going. So the reason that I'm going on a book buying ban is because I want to clear a lot of room on my shelves so I can dedicate more space to collecting and vintage horror, because that's truly where my heart is. Like, there's nothing wrong with new horror, but I want to have more space to collect vintage horror. So today specifically I wanted to go through all of the book mail that I received over the past couple of months. I have some very sweet souls and genuine friends who have sent me packages over the past little while, and one in particular I'm so excited about. I'm excited about all of them, but you guys aren't going to believe the haul of Buffy books that I got. So I actually have my Buffy earrings in that Kelsey from Slime and Slashers got me for my birthday, and it was so cute of her to send me those because we all know how big of a Buffy fan I am. So I'm gonna hop into a couple of things that I actually received for Halloween, and then we'll go into the things that I received kind of over the Yuletide period. So one card I actually completely missed out of the package. So my very good friend Regina from Regina's Haunted Library sent me a package a few months ago. I believe it was around the end of summer or maybe in September. I think it was around the end of summer. And she had a whole slew of Buffy comics. And I was so excited to receive the package, and I had saved the envelope because I wanted to get Regina's address off of it. And I didn't realize until I picked up the envelope like months later that there was a card inside and it had gotten stuck to the envelope, so I didn't even know it was in there. So it's this really cute pumpkin. And on the inside, so you guys have seen the haul of the magazines, the comics that she sent up, but I didn't get a chance to show this. It's so cute. So on the inside, it's got like pumpkins and bats, and it says, "Happy Halloween all year. You're one of my favorite reasons to smile at Halloween and always. Love, Regina, Batilda, Lily, and Lucky." And she sent a bookmark with Batilda, and it says, "Hello Lestat," and of course this design is by the lovely Merce over at Harpies in the Trees. And I love getting bookmarks. I've actually got a few now in the mail, just in cards, and I love getting them because like when I'm sitting down and reading, it just makes me smile to know that I have such amazing friends here on BookTube. So thank you, Regina. And the next one, this is a really cute little card too, and it's very much up my alley. So a very good Instagram friend of mine, her name is Michelle, she just lives here in Canada, actually in Montreal. She sent me a really cute card with this little ghosty on there. He is so cute. I'm actually not going to read out the message because it's very personal to me, but she decorated it with stamps and all kinds of stuff. And it was just very sweet for her to send. And she also sent along a bookmark, which is actually up in my book right now. I forgot to bring it down, but it's a Halloween bookmark and I've been using it like for the past couple of months. So that was really cute. So thank you very much, Michelle. And I also got another Halloween card from the very lovely Pax Panic. And of course it's in green with Happy Halloween. And on the inside it says Happy Halloween Elizabeth from Pax, and she has some stickers and stuff in there. And these cards, there's another package actually that came in as well. Came at a very hard time for me. Most of you know both Matthew and I were off super sick all of October, so like Halloween didn't happen for us. We had to cancel like all of our events that we were going to go to, and unfortunately we actually lost our dog Dozer as well. So all of these packages came at a very hard time. And it was so sweet to get that in the mail and just feel good about knowing that I have so much support. And it was just super, super sweet. So I also got a very cute ghosty card. Your smile lifts my spirits. Wishing you a happy Halloween. So this is from Kelsey at Slime and Slashers, who also got me these earrings for my birthday. Kelsey has become such a great friend and mentor, and someone that I can just share how I'm feeling and bounce ideas off of. And she knew that I was going through a really, really tough time. So the message on the inside of the card made me cry, of course. And it was so sweet of her to send it. And along with the card, she also sent, because Kelsey knows how much I love the Amityville horror, she sent along a book. This is Amityville: The Horror Returns by John G. Jones, and the cover is completely embossed, and it has this wonderful foiling on the front of the eyes of the front of the house. So I'm so excited to put this with my Amityville collection, I guess you would say. I don't have very many books just yet, but I want to collect like all of the vintage Amityville stuff because I love everything about it. I love the story. I love the, you know, the original, like where it started with the DeFeo murders and then the haunting, and you know, whether it's a hoax or it's real, and the controversy and everything. I just love everything about Amityville, and Kelsey knew that, so she sent along this book that she found, and I'm so, so happy that she did. So very, very excited to add this one to my Amityville shelf. And then over the Yuletide period, I also got a couple of other cards. So I got a card from Alex, the Bookubus, who was very sweet to send me a card. It says, "Thinking warm thoughts of you and wishing you joy at this wonderful time of year. Dear Elizabeth, wishing you a happy solstice and Merry Christmas. I hope 2023 is a wonderful year for you. Love, from Alex." So that was very, very sweet of her to send. Alex actually sent me one of the Final Friends books last year, and I was so thankful that she did. So like I said, it's so great to have so many great friends here on BookTube. And then Michelle, who had sent me a card at Halloween, also sent me one for the Yuletide period, and it actually has Krampus on the front here. So it says, "Merry Krampus," and it has a very, very sweet message on the inside as well. And along with the card, she sent 2 types of tea, which tea never goes astray in this house. So we have blood orange tea and ginger pear tea from the Eastern Shore Tea Company. And so that was great to get. Always love to get me some tea. And she also sent me a little ghosty sticker and a really lovely bookmark from A Stranger Dream. They do beautiful bookmarks, and this one is lovely. So I think I'm actually going to transition from my Halloween bookmarks into something just everyday Gothic for my reading in 2023. So that was very, very sweet of Michelle to send that along. And there's a couple of more packages here that are a little bit more substantial, so we'll get into those ones next. So in my last video, I actually spoke about, I had a Buffy bind up, and I actually spoke about how I didn't have very many of the novelizations of Buffy yet, and I hadn't even posted that video when I got a message from my very good friend Amy McCaw. And Amy, of course, is the author of Mina and the Undead and the Mina and the Slayers books, which Mina and the Slayers is one of my favorite books of 2022. I haven't done my favorites of 2022 yet, so that will be coming up very, very soon. But she knows, like herself, how much of a diehard Buffy fan that I am, and she reached out, her and her husband Kev, who is also lovely, and asked if she would like me to have her send over a package of Buffy books that she no longer needed for her collection. She had a lot of duplicates and stuff like that, if I was willing to pay for the postage, which of course I was, because like I talked about in the last video, these novelizations are getting real pricey through eBay and Etsy and everything. They're getting really, really pricey, but I was blown away by how many books that they managed to send. And between the two of us, you know, on opposite sides of the Atlantic, we got the package over here, and it was chakra block full of Buffy goodness. So let's take a few minutes to go through these. I'm not going to go through a lot of the synopses of each one of the books because I believe there's like 48 Buffy books here, and it's to the point where I actually have to buy like its own shelf so I can put all of my Buffy stuff on display, because my Buffy collection is getting really, really good. So first, out of the Brown series, so these are mostly the Archway paperbacks. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 out of this series. So I have a couple of these already. So this one this is How I Survived My Summer Vacation, Volume 1. And it says what really happened in the summer after sophomore year. We have Blooded. And it says Buffy's new enemy is close to her heart. This is one of the ones in that bind up. That Buffy the Vampire Slayer Volume 3, the white book that I showed in my last video. And we have Night of the Living Rerun. The stage is set for a killer performance. We have Visitors. The Slayer is being stalked. And we have Buffy and Giles. And we have Unnatural Selection. An environmental evil haunts Willow. And we have Willow and Xander here. And then we have 2 out of the Angel Chronicles. So this is again just out of the Brown series, but these are Angel books specifically. So we have the Angel Chronicles Volume 2, 3 stories of choices, changes, and love. And we have the Angel Chronicles Volume 3, He's No Angel. So I guess this one is Evil Angel when he turns into like Angelus. So really, really happy to have those. I think I have 2 or 3 out of the Brown series already. So really excited to add these to that portion of my collection. And then I have a ton of books that were printed by Pocket. So first off is a mini series within that. So this is the Gatekeeper trilogy. So we have book 1, Out of the Madhouse, Evil is Eternal. And these are in fantastic condition. We have book 2 in the Gatekeeper trilogy, Ghost Roads, Last Exit Before Fear. So we have Spike and Drusilla on there. And then we have volume 3 in the trilogy. So we have the whole set of these. And it's Sons of Entropy, The Final Battle Has Begun. So we have that one as well. So these are in fantastic condition, absolutely no creases. So really excited to have those. Then we have a whole other stack of Pocket. So we have Child of the Hunt, Only His Soul Was Human. We have Oz Into the Wild. So you don't see a whole lot in the novelizations about Oz specifically. And he's like within probably my top 4 favorite characters in the series. So this is Oz Into the Wild. Oz must find the balance between man and monster. So there's that one. We have These Our Actors. Evil is set for an encore. And we have Willow and Spike on the front here. We have Prime Evil. Infinity Awaits an Ancient Evil. We have Return to Chaos, Under the Cover of Darkness. So that's a really interesting cover there. That one has me a little bit intrigued. And then we have Paleo, Evil is Never Extinct, and we have Buffy and Oz on the cover. So one of the rare ones where we have Oz here. We have Sins of the Father. The past revisits both the Slayer and her Watcher. So that one sounds pretty intriguing. We have Resurrecting Ravana. A Dark Evil is Rising. So there's that one. We have The Evil That Men Do. An Ancient Betrayal Threatens the Slayer. So there's that one. And then some more pocketbooks that are a little bit random. So we have What's Your Buffy IQ? So this is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer pop quiz book. And so I was flipping through this one already, and it has some really cool questions in there. Some of them I actually had to think about, and I didn't even know the answer to some of the questions. So that's going to be really cool to flip through, I think. And it has a little insert in here, some colored pictures from whatever season that was adjacent to this, I think. So we have Spike and Drew and Faith. So I think this must have come out around probably season 4 or 5. So I love it when they include the colored photos from the show. So this is a random one. This is the Book of Fours. And so this is another pocketbook, and it says, to combat a quartet of unnatural disasters, 4 slayers must band together: Buffy, Kendra, Faith, and India. So that one's pretty cool. This one's way thicker than most of them. Same with this one. Still within the pocket books. And this one is Chosen, a novelization based on the 7th season of the hit TV series. So I guess maybe this is just, you know, just ripped straight out of the season. And again, it has, you know, the colored inserts in here, so that's pretty cool. So this one is quite large as well, so wondering if that's just kind of the entirety of the 7th season wrapped up into a book. And then we have Immortal. So this is within the Pocket series. Strike her down and she will rise again. So this is by Christopher Golden and Nancy Holder, and they seem to have written a good chunk of these Buffy novelizations. So next we have the Unseen miniseries. So there's 3. So these are actually crossover books between Buffy and Angel. So book number 1 is The Burning. And it says, does it have anything on the front here? Oh, no, it doesn't have any little blurb. And next we have book number 2, Door to Alternity in the crossover series. And this is the conclusion to the first crossover trilogy, Long Way Home. So this is the Unseen mini-series. So this is a crossover between Buffy and Angel, like I said. So funny enough, I'm such a huge Buffy fan, and I just can't get into the Angel series. I might try it again this year, but I always get about midway through the first season and then I just stop watching it. I don't know what it is, but Angel is really like one of my most disliked characters from Buffy. I know he has his place within the Buffyverse and the whole thing, but Angel is a schmuck and I'm totally Team Spike. So maybe we'll give Angel a go again this year and then try to read some of these crossover series. Okay, continuing on, we have the Purple series. So these were done by Pocket as well. So the first one we have is Doomsday Deck, Who's Dealing Out Trouble? So these all have these beautiful purple covers. Purple is my favorite color. We have Crossings, A Video Game Has Deadly Outcomes, and we have Xander and Anya on the front there. We have Ghoul Trouble, Evil Walks by Day. We have Sweet 16, Buffy's Not the Only One Chosen for a Magical Purpose. So this one involves her little sister Dawn. Dawn is such a polarizing character. I'd love to have a conversation with someone on that. And then we have Little Things, Evil Comes in Tiny Packages. That has one of my favorite characters, Spike, on the front. And then continuing on with the Purple series, but these ones are specific to specific characters. So we have first The Journals of Rupert Giles, 3 Stories of Big Bad Birthdays. This is volume 1. And then we have The Willow Files, volume 2, 3 Stories of Magic, Mayhem, and Maturity. I love Willow. And then we have The Faith Trials, volume 1, 5x5, and Livin' Large. So that's all to do with faith, and that is it from the Purple series. And then moving on to the Green series, so this is the Lost Slayer books. So we have part 1, Prophecies. We have part 2, Dark Times. We have part 3, King of the Dead. And we have part 4, Original Sins. And we just have the good old Rupert Giles on the front there. So that's all out of the green series. And then we're getting to the end of these ones, I promise. So we have this one. This is Tales of the Slayer Volume 1. I do have another book on the shelves that's Tales of the Slayer. I'm not sure what volume it is, but it's a reprint. So I'm glad to have one of the originals of those. And then these are 2 kind of individual ones by Keith Topping. And we have the Totally Cool Unofficial Guide to Buffy. And then we have an expanded, updated, unofficial, and unauthorized guide to Buffy, and this includes season 5. So these are unofficial books. These are done by Virgin, and so these are kind of like out of the realm of the other ones, but still pretty cool. And I love it when you get like original ones and then you have updated versions that include new seasons. So have both of those. Then we have a couple of the big books. So this is the monster book. The Unofficial Guide to the Hit TV Show by Christopher Golden, Stephen R. Bissett, and Thomas E. Skanofsky. So this is like kind of like a monster book of monsters. So it talks about like all kinds of the different big bads in here. And I love that it has like some of the behind the scenes photography. And so we have Gwendolyn Post, of course, here up on the top. That's one of my favorite story arcs. I thought that one was really, really good. So we have all of those with the behind the scenes and photography and all of that sort of thing. So basically like a monster book of monsters. And then we have the Angel Case Files. So again, this is one that I have to save for after I actually get through the Angel show. Hopefully I'll manage to get into it, but again, this has really nice full colored photography and you know, behind the scenes, and there's some stuff on specific big bads and stuff like that in here. I don't understand a whole lot of it right now because I haven't watched the entirety of the Angel show. But speaking of the man himself, we have a couple of Angel books as well. I have a couple also, and one day probably I will get to these. So we have Haunted, we have Redemption, we have Not Forgotten. Sorry guys if that's a little bit blurry. There we go, Not Forgotten. And then we have Soul Trade. So a couple of Angel books to go with the multitude of Buffy. So that was a gigantic package that Amy and Kev put together for me, and between all of us, you know, I paid them for the shipping, and I got a massive amount of Buffy books for my collection because, like I said, some of these are getting stupidly expensive, and so I was very, very grateful to receive that. Got it just a couple of days ago, and really looking forward to putting together a whole Buffy shelf. And then the last thing I wanted to go over today was another Christmas package I received from my very good friend Cameron Cheney. So I sent Cameron a package as well, and he really scored some massively awesome books for my vintage shelves, and there was one specifically that has a whole story behind it, so I'll share that, and I cried, I have to say. I did. So he sent along a card, and it's got a really nice personal message on the inside, so that was lovely. And then some, like I said, really, really, really great books here. So this one, I don't know if a whole lot of people know about this series or this TV show. It's called Ghostwriter, and Ghostwriter was one of my favorite shows when I was growing up as a kid, and they of course have novelizations of them like they did with most things in the 90s. So with their books, it's the same story, but they have 2 different points of view. So the title of this one is Steer Clear of Haunted Hill, and this one part of the book is from Alex's point of view, and on the back the other part of the story, so the same story, but you get it from Gabby's point of view. So it's kind of like a 2-sided book, so it tells the same story but from 2 different people's point of view and what they experienced. So that's very, very cool. This is the first one that I have in the Ghostwriter series. I've been hunting for them everywhere here in Canada. I haven't found any on Etsy. At my used bookstores, I haven't found any anywhere. So Cameron snagged me one and sent it up, and I was so grateful. And then we have a Fear Street. So this is the Ghosts of Fear Street. Hide and Shriek, Ready or Not, Here I Come. So I don't have this one yet. So really excited to get that. There's also a copy of Monster Street, which I actually do have. But what I'll probably do is put this in for one of my giveaways, or, you know, do a trade or something like that. And then this book, I've never actually heard of these before. So this is Zombie Squad. Zombies Don't Date. So this is a Scholastic. And this is really cute. Really great condition. So this is a Scholastic book, I'm assuming from the 90s. Let's just see when this was written. It's actually from 2003. So a little bit after my time of when I was reading kind of YA. I had moved on to adult, but really cute. And it says decomposed by R.W. Zander, who's the author. So that's really cute. I actually don't have, I don't think, any zombie books in my collection, so that'll be a first as well. This one specifically, so this is an Apple paperback, a Betty Wren Wright. So my Betty Wren Wright collection is actually starting to get fairly big. This is The Secret Window. Meg's having bad dreams and they're coming true. And when I look at the cover of this, it's ringing bells. I know I've read this before, but I can't remember anything about it. Now this one is from 1982, which is my birth year, and I love getting books that have my birth year in there. And could her dreams really predict the future? So like I said, the cover is ringing bells, but I don't remember anything about it. So that was super cool to get. And then he sent up a whole bunch of Sweet Valley books. Now I just started my Sweet Valley collection like 2 months ago. I've got a whole bunch because there's a specific used bookstore here where I live, and they have them for like $3, so I've picked up a whole bunch, but I still have a ways to go between all of the series. So we have out of the Sweet Valley Twins and Friends, we have one of the Super Chillers, The Curse of the Ruby Necklace. And then we have out of the Sweet Valley High, which is most of what I have right now, we have number 44, Pretenses, and these have the original covers, which is great. I want to get all of them with the original covers. We have Family Secrets, which is number 45. And then out of the Sweet Valley University, we have a Christmas one. So this is Home for Christmas. And then we have actually a bunch of Sweet Valley Twins books. So when I was growing up, I had a lot of the Sweet Valley Twins, not a lot of the High, and I don't know what happened to them. I believe they all got water damaged. So we have number 11, Buried Treasure. We have number 14, Tug of War. We have number 27, Teamwork. We have number 31, Jessica's Bad Idea. And then we have number 36, Mary is Missing. So these also have the original covers on them as well. I know a lot of the Sweet Valley High books, they have the covers that were put out after the TV show came out. So it has like the TV tie-in covers. So I'm really happy to have the ones with the original covers on them. And that's a massive help for my Sweet Valley collection from Cameron. So that is great. Then we have a couple of Babysitter's Club to add to my collection, and I actually don't have any of the Babysitter's Little Sister. I read, I think, pretty much all of these when I was growing up. Babysitter's Club was my thing. I mean, I just gobbled them up in like a day. So we have Babysitter's Little Sister, Karen's Monsters. So this is number 66, which is really late in the series. So I don't know if I ever even read that one, because like I read the Little Sister series for a while, and then I moved on to the regular Babysitter's Club. And then out of the regular Babysitter's Club, so we have mystery number 5. I love these mystery books. So this one is Mary Ann and the Secret in the Attic. I remember reading this one when I was a kid, and I don't have it for my collection. So excited to receive that one. And I have to tell you the truth, I didn't even know about these. So this is Super Mystery number 2. So I didn't know they had super mysteries. Babysitters Beware. Someone is stalking the BSC. And then there's, I love it when they have these, so new BSC fan club offer inside. So this one is from 1995, which is funny that I didn't even know that these ones existed. I knew about the regular mystery series, but not about the super mysteries. I know about the super specials, but this one was really interesting for me to get, so I'm going to have to keep an eye out for more of those. So really happy to have those to add to my Babysitters Club shelf. And then the last two kind of vintagey sort of series books that I have are out of the Pen Pal series. And funny enough, I had just started my Pen Pals series when I bought a whole bunch of them off of Etsy. So I was super excited to get these because these are two that I actually didn't purchase. So we have Pen Pals Amy's Song. So this is one, and then we have, what number is this? So this is number 6. And then we have number 5, Sam the Sham. So these came out during kind of that period of the 80s and 90s when it was all about like girls, middle grade, and YA series like the Babysitters Club and Sweet Valley and all of those. And I actually learned about a lot of these series when I read a nonfiction book this year that was all about the totally awesome series of the 80s and 90s, and I didn't even know these things existed. So that was really, really exciting because I want to start collecting a lot of these series, which is one of the reasons why I'm trying to clear off a lot of space on my shelf and get through a lot of books this year so I can start collecting more stuff like this. And then the last book in the package, so like I said, there's a story behind this book. So I'm a member of Cameron's Patreon, and he was doing a book haul on his Patreon channel, and he showed this book, and I got completely overcome because I had this book as a child. It was one of my favorites. I made a lot of the recipes out of there, and I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it somehow got lost or damaged or like whatever happened, because I do have a lot of the books from my childhood. And when I saw him show it, it brought back like all of these memories. So I had told him about this book that, you know, I've been looking for since I was a kid because I wanted another copy. And he had found one, so he sent it to me instead of keeping it for himself. So this is the Little Witch's Black Magic Cookbook, and this is from 1972, and it even has the same smell that I remember from when I was a kid. So this is fully illustrated, and it has recipes. It's all full of recipes, and that you can make together with friends and family. Really, really easy recipes for little witches. And it's so cute. It's so nostalgic. And even though this is not my original copy that I had when I was a kid, it means so much to me that a friend took the time to send this all the way across the ocean to Canada so I can have a copy of it in my library. So that was very, very special. So thank you so much, Cameron, for not only adding to a lot of my series that I desperately needed to add to, but also sending me something that was just so important to me. So that was a very long book haul. There's a lot of books in there, and I'm just so grateful to have so many great friends here in the booktube community that would take time out of their day to send me a card or a bookmark, or, you know, ask if I would like to have books sent, even if, you know, I could pay for the postage. They would take time out of their day to put it together, and it's just very, very special. So it made this time of the year during Yuletide really, really special to me, and, you know, I just couldn't ask for a better community to be a part of. So there you guys go. Probably what I'll do is, once I get a new shelf, I'm getting like a mini shelf kind of to put all of my Buffy stuff in, like all of my movies and my magazines and all of that kind of thing. Maybe we'll do a video together where I set everything up, because that needs to be its own entity kind of within my library. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up and leave me a question or a comment down below, because you know I love chatting with you guys. But until next time, stay spooky, everybody. Bye.